Right now, chalo. Hi friends. So I'm back with another case study. Okay. So now what we are going to do is that this is a very important case study based on the concept called business excellence model. Now, for all the people who have bought my pendrive classes, please understand that this particular concept was not covered as a part and parcel of your regular, you know, classes. There is a reason for that. Not only this, there are so many concepts like that. Like for example, BB. What is BB? Beyond budgeting. There are certain concepts which has not been covered in such a good way in your institute study material. Therefore, those concepts which cannot be really made understand. I mean, I cannot make you people understand those concepts by just taking out the concepts that has been given by your ICA study material. Okay. So what I thought was these concepts it's better off only when if I explain you as a part and parcel of a case study. So therefore, coming on to beyond budgeting, we'll cover it up as a part and parcel of case study in November 2018 RTP. And now we are actually looking at May 2019 RTP, and therefore we're going to cover up certain concepts here as well. So, like that, as a part and parcel of this case study, we are going to learn not only the case study but also the concept that is business excellence model. Now, the industry that we're going to get into in this particular sum is clothing industry. Okay. So let's try to read the question first, then we'll learn the concept. At the same time, we will apply the concept as well. So we'll learn concept as well as application simultaneously. Got it? Chalo, let's go. As a guest lecturer at a symposium for business excellence, where you are giving a lecture on sustaining business excellence, a manufacturer of a fashion clothing line is one of the participants at that particular, and he has the following query. So, what is the query that he has got? Let's have a look into that. We are an apparel company that manufactures and sells our fashion clothing and accessories directly through 30 stores. So obviously, they are physical stores. Okay, they're what stores, Nana? Physical. Spread across India. Shortly, we are planning to establish similar outlets overseas. Our business is under constant change due to changing customer trends. Okay. At the same time, we are the largest company in our industry segment in India, both in terms of market share and profits. We have a satisfied base of customers who are loyal to our brand. Stakeholders, they are also satisfied due to the good returns provided on their investment. So what would be the relevance of business excellence model to our company? Thank you. So you are required to frame an appropriate response. That is a question that he is asking. Okay, let us see what he has asked me. First of all, I need to frame an appropriate response. So first I have to explain the importance of business excellence to an organization, where I'll be explaining the concept of business excellence model. Then the second question is list the tools available to achieve and sustain excellence. Third, apply the fundamentals of EFQM model, that is European Foundation Quality Management model, on the apparel company. So what is that also we'll see. There are so many models of business excellence. In that, one of the model is EFQM. So we'll try to see all the models. Explain the relationship between various criteria of the model in general terms. By looking at the question, you may actually feel that it's a very simple and small question. In fact, it is not. In fact, it is really big than the case study one, which we have already done. Got the point? Chalo, anyway, without wasting any further time, let's get into the solution. Chalo, Nana. Now, this will be a bit long lecture for you. So, what I want you guys is, I want you guys to listen carefully. Okay? Chalo, it may be a little bit boring as well, but it's okay. Chalo, it happens. Okay, just a second. Yeah. Right, guys, let's go with the solution. Now, what is the first thing that he has asked you in the question when it comes to this particular business excellence model? The first question was you are required to frame an appropriate response to whatever the question that has been asked by that particular person. Not only that, the first question is you have to explain what? The importance of business excellence model. So which means the first question answer is you have to explain the concept of business excellence model. So let's do that first and then we'll go to the second part of the question. Now, Listen carefully, guys. I'll be explaining the concept now, so listen carefully. Business excellence model is basically it's a philosophy. Okay, it's a philosophy for developing and strengthening the management systems and processes of an organization to improve the performance and create value for stakeholders. So, what are the keywords? Business excellence model is a philosophy for what? For developing and strengthening management systems, management systems and processes of an organization. For what purpose? To improve the performance and add value to stakeholders. Always remember, official definitions you should not change. You should actually write them as it is. That's why I'm giving you the official definition of BEM. So it's a philosophy for developing and strengthening the management systems and processes of an organization to improve the performance as well as add value or create value to the stakeholders. Now, please understand here, what do you mean by stakeholders first of all? Okay, they are not shareholders. Stakeholders means what? They are not just limited to shareholders. Is it clear? Normally, what we happen to understand is whenever we use a word called stakeholders, we generally feel that it is only shareholders. No, it's not. Stakeholders are not just shareholders, they also include customers, they also include employees, they also include society. So, whenever we use the word stakeholders, when I use the word in the definition, so what was the definition? Adding value to the stakeholders. So, don't just come to a conclusion that it is just shareholders. It is not just shareholders, it is customers as well, it includes employees, it includes society. So, what a particular organization does impact is that all the stakeholders in a different ways. You understand the point, but they are interlinked to each other. So, customers need, for example, let's start with customers. What does customers need? They need paramount importance that their respective companies should give to them. Correct? Now, what shareholders will demand? They will demand very good amount of returns on their investments. What do employees want? Employees basically need more from their company, not just their paycheck, right? Not just the money, the salaries that you pay. It's much more beyond that. That's what employees want from you. You got the point? They want the company to enable them to grow their knowledge, their experience, so that they can improve their career. What does society basically expect? What companies to operate ethically, they have to take care of their surrounding environment, they need to work for overall betterment of the society, do some corporate social responsibility things and all those things, and environment as well. So like this, each and every stakeholder expects something from the company. Now for several years businesses have been basically operating under challenging circumstances, correct? And so many revolutions have been happening. For example, you can take landline, right? So what happened to landline phones, Nana? Basically, all of you are aware of this revolution, correct? So landline phones have been entirely replaced by what? Mobiles, correct? And television programs can be watched seamlessly right now on internet. You understand the point? That to internet enabled mobile devices, correct? And not only that, today's smartphones have computing capability as well, much more than computers that you know were used in maybe Apollo mission to send the first man to the moon. So things are changing quite fast. The way mobile phones have changed not only the telecom industry but also communication industry, banking industry, e-commerce industry. So the pace like things are changing is exhilarating and challenging. Therefore, to manage this sort of complex scenario where you know in an unimaginable way your surrounding environment is changing, in these kind of complex scenarios a company cannot just focus on only one aspect of their operations. You got it? They have to optimize their process, they have to optimize the delivery quality to customers, manage the employee talents, earn required rate of return on investment while managing to be a social responsible organization as well. So in short, the company should achieve excellence in all aspects of its operations. It has to achieve what, Nana? Excellence in all aspects of operations. Okay, this sort of achieving excellence in all aspects of operations, we call it as business excellence. What do we call them? Business excellence. You got the point? So basically, this business excellence is a like a holistic model. What do you mean by holistic model? It means they will consider everything. They will not ignore anything, right? So they basically help companies to develop a stakeholder focused strategy. What is the keyword here? The business excellence model. They help the companies to develop what? Stakeholder focused strategy. They help the companies develop stakeholder focused strategy. So each operation within a company enables a corresponding result. Okay, business models, they are basically a standardized format, correct? And they try to have an effect of relationship between enablers and resultants. Now you have listened to words here, enablers and resultants. What is this? We'll see at the end of this particular video. Right now, just understand that uh, every business model, they'll have a standardized format, and which will affect the relationship between different enablers as well as what, Nana, resultants. Okay, now some of the popular business excellence models that we have are, one is EFQM model. Now what is this EFQM model? European Foundation Quality Management Model. It's a most popular model. There are so many models when it comes to business excellence, but this is a popular one. Next, you have also something called Baldrige criteria for performance excellence. Okay, Baldrige criteria for performance excellence. This is another model of business excellence. Then model number 3, Singapore business excellence framework. This is another model of business excellence. Model number 4, Japan quality award model. So what is the model number 4, Nana? Japan quality award model. And last but not least, you have Australian business excellence framework. Last but not least, you have something called Australian business excellence framework. So these are all the popular business excellence model. This is what he has asked you in the second part of the question. Okay, list the tools that are available to achieve and sustain excellence. These are all the tools that are available to achieve and sustain excellence. Answer for part 2 of the question. So what are the models? 5 models you have got. First one is EFQM, that is European Foundation Quality Management Model. Then you have Baldrige criteria for performance excellence. Then you have Singapore Business Excellence Framework. Then you have got Japan Quality Award Model. Then you have Australian Business Excellence Framework. Okay, right. Now let's look into the third part of the question. Now what is third part of the question that he's asking? Apply the fundamentals of EFQM model. So he's only asking you to apply EFQM model because I told you anyway, this is popular and you have to apply this model on apparel company. So what is the third part of the question, Anna? We need to apply EFQM model on apparel company. Got it? So let's do that. Now listen carefully. As you can see from the comment, from the query in the question, this apparel company that we are talking about is a well established player in the market. Well established player. You can see he is the market leader both in terms of market share as well as profit. So it is a growing company that's basically looking to expand its operations overseas. To achieve business excellence in this environment, the company may adopt EFQM model, which is a popular model, of course. So this EFQM model was developed by European Foundation for Quality Management. It was developed by whom? It was developed by European Foundation for what, Nana? Quality Management. It was developed by European Foundation for Quality Management. So what is the use of this particular model? It basically provides an all-round view of the organization. All-round view of the organization, and it can be used to determine how different methods fit together and complement each other. It can help the company understand the cause and effect relationships between what basically their organization does and the result it achieves. So the fundamental concept for excellence are basically the principles that describe what is basically needed for any organization to achieve sustainable excellence. For example, let's try to see one by one. The first one that you basically need to sustain excellence, to achieve as well as sustain excellence, are you adding value to your customers? What is the first one? Adding value to customers. See, companies need to understand their customers, their needs, anticipate their needs, and make use of the opportunities to fulfill their expectations. In the current case, if you can see, the fashion apparel, whatever that business that he's doing, which is fashion apparel, obviously, in the current case, the fashion apparel business, it is ever changing, correct? It is ever changing and dynamic because due to the changing trends in the customer's taste. So this could differ across locations with India as well as abroad. And now it is the era of e-commerce, correct? Therefore, competition would be cutthroat. It would be very severe. So therefore, before going to how the company can basically meet its customers' needs, the company should be clear on what are the needs of its customers that it can basically satisfy. For example, should the company concentrate only on Indian apparel market? Okay, or it should go with Western apparel market? It should go with Indian or Western? It should go with only men, or it should go with women apparel, or it should go with children apparel? You got the point? So basically, the company should be clear on what is the need of the customer it can satisfy. Should it cater to Indian apparel market or Western apparel market or men apparel, women apparel, or children? So once the question what is answered, the company should have a mechanism in place to find out and anticipate the customer taste, and accordingly it should structure its operations to add value to the customers in terms of quality, availability, support, experience, on all those things. Got the point? So this is the first one. What is the first one? Adding value to customers. Next, second, creating a sustainable future. What is the second one, Anna? Creating a sustainable future. What do you mean by this? See, society and environment. There are two important things: society and environment. Okay, that is, society means people, environment means we are talking about planet. So they play a major role in ensuring the sustainability of business. These two will play what, Nana? Major role in ensuring that you can sustain the business that you are doing. A company should have as much positive impact on its surroundings, and it should try to minimize any negative impact on the same, which means I'm talking about the surroundings. Now, therefore, what the company should do is it should basically assess environmental impact that it's going to have. The company should basically assess the environmental impact on its operations and try to reduce the adverse impact on the environment, that is negative impact on the environment. For example, let's say leather is there. Okay, leather. We know that leather is harmful to the environment since it requires the skin of animals, and then especially cattle. They need huge amount of energy, chemicals to process it, and obviously it has a negative effect on environment. As regards regarding society, the suppliers of cloth to the apparel company should not indulge in any sort of labor malpractice, like for example child labor, or they should basically satisfy all the safety standards within its factories also. So the company should basically get cloth from only those suppliers who basically satisfy all these child labor standards that has been given by the Ministry of Labor. So therefore, if you are able to ensure that all these things are happening, it means you are creating a sustainable future. Next, third point, developing organizational capability. So what do you mean by developing organizational capability? See, companies need to basically manage the change within the organization. Always change is the one thing that doesn't change. Correct? So you got to manage change within the organization as well as beyond. The company should identify what it is capable of being great at. Again, you see the question. The company should basically identify what it is capable of being great at in order to differentiate itself from its competitors. Okay, for example, you have the apparel company now. You have what, Nana? Apparel company. Now, it may have the capability of tracking its inventory on a real time basis in its stores. So, as soon as the inventory falls below a certain level, the stores issues fresh products to stock up. This ensures that there are no stockouts at the retail outlet. So, this ability to track inventory real time and the ability to stock up quickly may be unique to the company, and that gives it a particular competitive edge. Also, the ability to quickly change the apparel production to meet the changing trends and taste and preferences of the customers. So, these might give the organization a unique capabilities to have a competitive edge in the market. Okay, chalo. Coming on to point number 4, harnessing creativity and innovation. Harnessing what, Nana? Creativity and innovation. See, what do you mean by innovation? Everybody knows that. Trying to find out something altogether new. So, continuous improvement and innovation, they basically bring a lot of value addition to the company. Correct? They basically bring lot of value addition to the company, right? So the company should basically promote a working environment that enables and appreciates creativity as well as innovation. For example, new apparel designs can be promoted to test in the market. If found feasible, then you can go for mass production. Otherwise, you can leave that particular design. You need not go for mass production. Like this, you can do some creativity things, correct? Chalo. Next, point number 5. Leading with vision, inspiration, and integrity. So leading with what, Nana? Vision, inspiration, and integrity. See, the leaders and management of the company, they should basically have a clear vision of the what the company basically wants to achieve. They have to develop a strategy to achieve it, work with integrity, work with ethics, and therefore they will, these sort of leaders only, they actually shape the future of the organization. So that's basically important. Got the point? Chalo, next, sixth one. Managing with agility. Now you can ask me, what do you mean by managing with agility? See, agility basically means you can call it as a flexibility, adaptability, like water. Okay, what does water basically do? It takes the shape of any container that it gets in. So, if you have the capability like water, then it means you are agile, right? So, agility would be the capability to identify and effectively respond to opportunities and threats. Suppose you are getting some sort of opportunities in the market. What agile, how much agile you are. Suppose you are getting some sort of threats. For example, although the apparel company is in an expansionary phase, it should consider a threat from e-commerce, correct? Because basically yours is a physical store, correct? Whereas e-commerce is some sort of threat for you. So how, what sort of agility you have such that you have the capability to identify the threat of e-commerce, and then you can see it as an opportunity also, not as a threat alone, and what it should act upon. So these are all the qualities of agility and that you should manage, right? Chalo, next point number 7. succeeding through the talent of people. So succeeding through what, Nana? The talent of people. See, remember this sentence very much. An organization is only as good as the people who work in it. Let me write that. An organization is only as good as the people who work in it. Correct? So therefore, basically, there should be an atmosphere of teamwork that will enable achievement of the entire organization goals as well as your personal goals. So performance evaluation may be rewarding, recognition programs, training, identifying the talent, cultivating the talent. All these things will really help to ensure that your talented people are really encouraged, and that will lead to the success of your company as well. Next, point number 8, sustaining outstanding results. Okay. So if you use EFQM model, it's not like a one-time exercise. Okay, many times people feel that applying this business excellence is a one-time exercise. It is not a one-time exercise. You have to constantly, periodically evaluate them, and you have to keep up and sustain this excellence. That is what you mean sustaining what? Outstanding results. Okay. So these are all the fundamentals of EFQM model that we can apply on the apparel company, which has been asked in the question 3. Now let's move on to the last part of the question. So what is the last part of the question you have got? Fourth one. Explain the relationship between various criteria of the model in general terms. That was the question. So let's try to answer the last part. See, as I told you already, this business excellence model has got a criteria which basically comprises 5 enablers and 4 results. Okay. What do you mean by enablers? Enablers basically means what an organization does. What an organization does, its objective is nothing but enabler. Then what about result? How it does it, how the organization does it, which means what strategy it uses, what are the resources it consumes to achieve it, we call it as results. How it does it, results. What an organization does, enablers. Okay. So basically we have got 5 enablers and we have got 4 results. Now let's try to see one by one. Now first we'll start with enablers. The first enabler is leadership. What is the first enabler, Nana? Leadership. So basically a leader defines the culture of the organization, correct? Because he is the one who enables the organization to achieve its goals by taking correct decisions, I mean right decisions at the right time. For that, he should have a sufficient skill, work as per the company's code of conduct. He should be ethical, he should be honest, there should be integrity in his dealings, and all those things. Second, strategy is another enabler. See, all the operations, all the things that you actually plan and direct, that should be clearly, it should have a clearly defined strategy. Without strategy, things are not really going to work. So the companies, every company will have a vision as well as mission, correct? It will have its own vision statement as well as mission statement. So that should be defining what the various stakeholders want and the goals that the organization wishes to achieve. Okay. So strategy basically enables the company to achieve these goals. Okay. Next, people. Third enabler is people. See, business excellence is only possible if the people working in the company, they're actually willing to achieve it. Okay. The people must be motivated, they must be recognized. You must manage to enable them to work along with the company's vision and mission. The work culture also should be really good. There should be personal development as well. Okay. So this would cultivate a bond, some sort of bonding with the organization, which will enable the people to strive for excellence. Okay. Next, fourth one, partnerships and resources. So what do you mean by partnership and resources? If you're able to have an effective, good partnerships with other organization, it's really important for success. You got the point. For example, you have external vendors, suppliers, service providers. uh, so they will really help you to ensure that your business operations run smoothly. Got the point? So this is really important. And of course your resources as well, they'll have two types of resources. One is tangible resources, the other one is intangible resources. Tangible resources means it can be financial resources, like for example cash, bank accounts, physical assets like machinery, building, land. Intangible resources means it will be like intellectual property rights, information technology licenses, all those things. Okay, both of them should be managed really effectively. Okay, that is a fourth enabler. Fifth enabler: processes, products, and services. What is the fifth enabler, Nana? Processes, products, and services. See, a company basically exists only because of its the processes it has got, the products it has got, and the services it is providing. So they should be basically managed and diligently, I mean, managed very well, very carefully, and continuously they should be improved to create some sort of value to the stakeholders. You got the point? That is the last enabler. Okay. Now we'll go for the results. How many results we have got? Four. Now, what I mean by result, I already told you. So, it is what the organization achieves by following its operations and decisions. As we have already seen before, the stakeholders of the company are not only investors, we have got employees, people, customers, and society. So, therefore, in order to track the performance, the company has to develop something called key performance indicators for each of the stakeholder groups. For each stakeholder groups. Okay. And then you have to find the results of these key performance indicators, and they must be tracked regularly. They must be tracked what regularly, periodically, whatever it is. You got the point? So let's have a look into what are all the results. First one, customer results. Customer is one of the stakeholders, right? We are talking about stakeholders only. So are the customers are completely satisfied with the products of the company? Are they completely satisfied with the service of the company? Okay, how does the company is doing in terms of brand loyalty? Is the customer base is growing or is it reducing? Is it indicating increase in market share, or is it indicating reduction in market share? All these things we'll see from customer results point of view. Okay. Second, results: people. What do you mean by people results? uh, does the company have got skilled and motivated employees? Was it the employee turnover with reasons for the same? Does the company have proper access to higher required talent? So if you don't have motivated employees, what will happen? Your employee turnover will be very high, which means people will be leaving your company more, and that is a really bad news, because that will really, it will cost the company a lot. Are the employees really motivated? You have to ask yourself, are they motivated? Are they trained? Are they recognized? Are they rewarded for their performance? You got the point. How is the performance measurement system? Is it robust? Is it accurate? Is it really giving the accurate performance results of the employees, such that are they getting rewarded really well? Are there politics happening? All these things we have to see. Okay. Next, third result: society results. Now, what do you mean by society results? We need to see from company's point of view in terms of corporate social responsibility. Means, is the company a good corporate citizen, because it's artificial body, right? Are the objectives of the corporate social responsibility are being met? Is the organization is a not for profit or is it for profit? If it is not for profit organization, then is it meeting its goals and objectives? All those things we need to check. Next, fourth one: business results. This is the last one. Business results means, is it profit, I mean for profit organization or not for profit organization? Is it achieving required rate of return on investment? Or the profitability of the shareholders are satisfied? Are they happy? Has the company been able to manage financial and other risk properly? All these things will be seen. Okay. Therefore, the enablers, basically what are the enablers that we have seen? The enablers enable achievement of results. This is a very important sentence. Okay. The enablers enable achievement of results. That is the relationship between enablers as well as results. So basically, EFQM model documents this particular flow. It highlights the strength and weakness of an enabler. With this information, the company can basically perform really better and achieve its desired results. Okay. So therefore, we can conclude that EFQM model encourages constant self-assessment of the company to achieve excellence. So when a company wins an excellence award based on the business excellence model, it gains its stature within the industry. This recognition could work to its advantage financially as well. Okay, right? So this is what business excellence model concept is all about. Okay, I know that it has been very heavy and it has been very lengthy. Don't worry, I have made my personal notes, power notes for you guys, so that you'll be able to really note it down and then revise it rather than going through the long solution that has been given in your study material. Got the point? Chalo, let's have a look into the solution. Chalo, Nana. So this is case study 2 and I have prepared a shortcut solution for you, that is power notes. Chalo, now see here. So basically you've got business excellence model here. Okay, first part one, first one answer. First you have to write the definition. So I already told you this. It is a philosophy for developing and strengthening the management systems and processes of an organization to improve performance and create value for stakeholders. Then you need to write about stakeholders, 3 to 4 lines, similar to performance prism. In performance prism also you'll have the same concept. Like stakeholders will be not only your shareholders but also you've got customers, employees, all those things. Then third one is you have modern business environment. There you have some points that you can connect it over here with the business excellence model, 5 lines. For example, this change in business environment. Earlier it was suppliers business. Okay, now it is buyers business model, right? So from landline to mobile phones, brick and mortar to e-commerce. That is brick and mortar means physical stores. Okay, to e-commerce, all those things. Next, customer. What is the next one we have got? Customer should not shift his focus, I mean only on one aspect. Rather it should focus on all the aspects. That is what we call holistic model, right? That is business excellence, and it is a stakeholder focused strategy. So you got to optimize your process, maintain quality products, manage your employees, earn good return on investment, be social responsible by applying CSR, that is corporate social responsibility. Okay, so second part answer, we have popular business excellence models. You have got EFQM, that is European Foundation Quality Management Model. Then you've got Baldrige criteria for performance excellence. You've got Singapore Business Excellence Framework, Japan Quality Award Model, and Australian Business Excellence Framework. Then the answer for third part of the question, where you apply fundamentals of EFQM model on apparel companies. So first introduction, general points of BE model can be written over here. Above 4 points, same you will copy paste here. Okay. Then first one is adding value to the customer. What is the concept? Companies needs to understand their customers, their needs, anticipate their needs, and try to fulfill them. We need to apply that concept in this particular case study. So in the current case, fashion apparel business is ever changing. So what customer needs and wants are, how to meet them. Example, you got to decide whether you need to go for Indian apparel or Western apparel market, children apparel or men apparel or women apparel. So use your common sense to answer this. Okay. Next, second one is creating a sustainable future. So you got to think about both society and environment. Then it is really important for sustainability of the company. Also, you should have a positive impact on the environment. The apparel company should ensure that it should not have any labor malpractices like child labor. It should ensure that it is adhering to safety standards. It should also ensure that its suppliers are also satisfying all these safety standards conditions. You got the point? Next, C, developing organizational capability. What the company is capable of. Is it cost leadership or is it product differentiation? If it is cost leadership, then the examples in real life are Me Phones, Realme, Lifebuoy. If it is product differentiation, you've got Dow, Mysore Sandal, and iPhone. All these products are sold because they are different, and these products are sold because they are cheap. So this will give competitive edge that you need to really work out. Next, second point, apparel company, maybe it can have a competitive edge, like maybe it has a unique a feature of tracking inventory on real basis, such that it ensures that there are no stockouts. Therefore, it gives competitive edge to the company. Okay. Next, Okay, moving on to D, that is fourth point, harnessing creativity as well as innovation. So the company should basically encourage creativity that will really lead to new apparel designs. Then you have to test it into the market, and if it is found feasible, then you go for mass production. Okay. Next, E, leading with vision, inspiration, and integrity. So leaders, that is top level management of the company, should have clear vision. They should have integrity and work ethics. Those are also again common sense points. And then managing with agility. I told agility is nothing but adaptability, right? So you can have a threat from e-commerce. So how adaptable you are, how effectively you can counter the opportunities and threats. That's what you have to see. Next, succeeding through the talent of the people. So teamwork is important. You need to evaluate the performance of your employees, reward them, recognize them, train them, motivate them. All these things will come part and parcel of this. And last one is sustaining outstanding results. So using EFQM model, it's not a one-time exercise. Already I told you this. It's a constant and periodic evaluation and that is required. Chalo. And finally, we have seen the criteria of the model. That is, you have 5 enablers and 4 results. You've got all the 5 enablers here: leadership, strategy, people, partnerships and resources, processes, products and services. And you have got the 4 results as well: customer results, people, society, and business. We have discussed them in detail already. So this will be the short notes for you. You can just write these notes and revise it, and that should be helpful for you to really crack this exam. Is that clear? So follow this strategy, Nana. It really works, right? So with this, we will finish off this particular case study. So this is PK sir signing off. Thank you.